Nobody does anything different. Nobody is really themselves anymore. Like if there's a way to copy and paste, somehow you guys have fulfilled it. But you've forgotten all about who you could have been. I'm about to tell you exactly how you become the most interesting man in the room. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit sick, you can probably tell, right? Okay, what can I do about it, huh? You know what I'm saying, all right? Listen, nowadays you've probably noticed something. There's this trend, it's like men are all kind of the same. It's like women even. Everybody's like a different variation of the same person. And by variation, I mean like difference in interests, right? But I mean, we're talking about things people do. Nobody does anything different. Nobody is really themselves anymore. See, it's really hard because you got social media competing for your attention, kind of like trying to inseminate their ideas into you, all these different influencers. Me, trying to put my ideas into your head. And you're listening, you're taking everything you can, and you're just being me. Ultimately, you're friends. You've got a friend group of 5 people. You are the average of those 5 people. That's why y'all dress the same. That's why y'all act the same. That's why you all look the same. Like if there's a way to copy and paste, somehow you guys have fulfilled it. But you've forgotten all about who you could have been. See, the thing is that there's nothing wrong with like taking ideas from other people. There's nothing wrong with that at all, okay? The issue is that we go a little bit too far. We obsess over things. Look at Taylor Swift, right? We have created a golden calf among us all, right? Women, men, oh my gosh, men. Getting into, you know, like, I don't know, playtime little girl music. A golden calf. We're too afraid to be ourselves because we don't know if other people are going to like who we are. If you want to become the most interesting man, you have to start becoming something different. I think about the many times as a missionary. When I was a missionary, I was transferred all around most of eastern Washington to northern Idaho on that Panhandle, Coeur d'Alene, Sandpoint, that kind of area, kind of up. We kind of covered a little bit of the Canadian area. So I lived right on the border and I saw a lot of different missionaries. The thing about missionaries that most people don't understand is they're constantly working on improving themselves. If you watch my channel, you know that. I kind of share about how that really shaped my whole entire life being a missionary. And so when you look at that and you really ponder on the differences in people, it's like, why is it that they were so different? You know, why was it that I actually did see so many different types of people? Rather than now that I'm home and away from this, like, this whole society, right? Now that I've finished my mission, everyone kind of just feels the same. But when I was a missionary and I was moving around all the time with different missionaries and different people, everyone had something new to offer. I learned something from every single person. The first chapter of Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, literally, it was just his journal. It wasn't meant for our eyes. It was his journal. He writes about all the things he's learned from all these people that have influenced him, like his parents, his brothers, his friends, his uncles, his grandparents, his neighbors. This guy took things that he learned from people, he gained from people. He was not a copy and pasted version of, say, Alexander the Great. He wasn't a copy and paste version of his own father. Though he had a lot of similarities, he wasn't the same person. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? It was the same aspect. Every time I was put with a new companionship, I learned something new. Each of them had something more to offer, something greater than the last companionship. And I could see it in the way that they communicated, the way that they taught, since a lot of that was all based on teaching, and the way that they worked. Some of the highest intensity work I've ever done in my entire life was on a mission. Bro, I was digging trenches for people. I was fixing cars. We were under tractors. We were chopping down trees. That was probably not in the rule book, okay? But we did it, all right? Hey, what can you do, right? You know, and the best part is we did follow the rules most of the way, right? We didn't use power tools, which meant we chopped these trees down by hand with an axe, the old-fashioned way. I felt like, what is that guy's name? Lumberjack Sam? What's his name? Dude, you know. He's like Giant, the Green Giant. I don't know about that. Nonetheless, cut it, all right? We're not gonna get distracted here, okay? I'm not gonna allow that. The first step in becoming the most interesting man in the room is simply constantly work on becoming a better version of you. So if you're actually doing this right, you'll know because there's a couple things that will happen, right? You're gonna see that there are weaknesses that you have. It's impossible to try and improve yourself and not recognize weaknesses. None of you are like God. None of you are perfect, okay? So don't act like you don't have any weaknesses, okay? It's also learning how to accept those weaknesses. So it's like when I was writing my journal as a missionary, I was thinking, oh my gosh, my kids are gonna read this. So do I write down some of these most vulnerable things? When I was writing about how prideful I was, I would try and sugarcoat it. Until one day I said, it does me no good to lie to myself. What good is progression if you don't see the progression? I like to think I've become more humble. I like to think I've put away that pride because I think that's an issue a lot of guys fall into. But I know I've got a lot to improve on. I know what my weaknesses are. I know I fall short from so many different things. But if you don't recognize those things, nothing changes. You got to get out of this mindset that I'm right all the time. It's always me, my. I don't need to change because I'm already happy how I am. Yo, you're no different than those fat girls calling themselves 10s on the street. Yo, you're no different. If you lie to yourself, who are you? You should be ashamed of yourself if that's what you're doing. You should feel guilty right now watching this video. And I know you've all done it. I've done it. It's not even anything to be ashamed of, okay? But we need to be better. And if we don't recognize these things now, we lose ourselves. In the next, 5, 10 years, you set yourself back a whole 100%, okay? Number 2, it's all about presentation, body language, communication. Presenting yourself, right? If you're not clean, if you smell like crap, people are gonna perceive you as crap. If you look like a junkie, people are gonna perceive you as a junkie. Focus on your brand. And if you can't communicate that brand image, that passion positively, then nobody's gonna take what you say as valuable. Does that make sense? The next big thing is image is perfect, right? Image has to be the best you can make it. I'm talking about acne, I'm talking about your hair, I'm talking about outfits, right? Make sure that you look good, make sure you smell good, make sure you act good, buy some good cologne. Every man needs a good quality cologne. Spend $50. I'm giving you an excuse, okay? I'm giving you permission to spend $30 to $50 on a cologne. And they come cheap too. You can get a really good one for way cheap. Talk about 9 PM. That is one of the best colognes. It is gonna make you smell like a king. It's gonna make you smell like a gangster. Okay, that's what we all want, right? We wanna look like that mafia boss. The next big thing, posture. Make sure your posture's good. I'm still working on that. I have the hardest time with posture. I don't know what it is. Like maybe it's just the way I grew up, always looking down at my phone. We grew up at a weird time, right? Or playing video games, things like that, right? You get this turtleneck, and it's kind of awkward. It's embarrassing when you look at pictures and you're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea I look like that. It's embarrassing. It sucks. People notice it, right? But there's so many scientific positives to just standing up straight, right? Pretending that you have a string from the back of your head connected to the bottom of your tailbone, right? Standing up straight, right? This is allowing the blood to flow. It's allowing your nervous system to communicate to your brain a little bit more efficiently, right? They've studied this in lobsters, right? Who have the same kind of nervous system as us, right? The lobster that stands up straight is erect in their posture. It's perceived by other women, by other female lobsters as more valuable. He starts giving off these pheromones, right? Pumping out these pheromones, and these lobsters are all just attracting. The female lobsters literally fan the male. We're the same. Humans are the exact same. If your posture's not good, if you're oh my gosh, look at me and tell me I don't look tell me I don't look stupid right now. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a nice chain, ain't it? Yeah. Oh my gosh, come on, get out of here. So focus on your posture. Now, some of these things you're gonna feel I can't control it. You can, it just takes a little bit of time, right? Not everything's gonna be perfect right away, but you gotta work on it. I had some of the worst acne ever, and even right now, I feel like it's not the best. I've got things just popping up all over my face all the time. As a dude, it happens. Your skin's tougher, it's a little bit more, receptive to external growth. I don't know what to say. That's disgusting, but it sucks, okay? You gotta find out what's right for you, a good skin routine. I found that my skin's so sensitive that if I'm washing my face every single day, really going at it, it doesn't help at all, and actually I start to break out more. So what I do is I do a light wash while I'm in the shower, right? I'll take an ice cube and I'll just rub it down, kind of close up the pores, tighten them up. And I use 2 products. These literally saved my life, and I'm sure it will work for you. Obviously, my skin's sensitive, but if your skin's more sensitive than mine, this might not be the best thing. You know, it can result in chemical burns and things like that. But it is, the product is Adepalene. You can buy it from Amazon. I should get affiliate links so that you guys can like see them, and I can also like, you know, get some money to, you know, support their channel, right? But I'm not going to do that, right? So just go on Amazon and look up Adepalene. Find the best price, buy it, okay? It's like a small tube. The next thing is it's benzoyl peroxide, okay? These two things, just put them lightly on your face. Follow the instructions on there. Your skin's gonna feel sensitive for the first few days. Maybe consult with a doctor. I don't know. It's kind of up to you, right? But after a little bit, you're gonna notice that your skin's gonna clear up. It's gonna tighten up. It's gonna look a lot better. Okay, this is one of the cheapest alternatives. Just do it. Okay, it boosts your confidence so much. Knowing that you've elevated yourself in your image is going to make you feel powerful. You're gonna walk in the room and people are gonna look at you differently because of just the energy you're giving off. Hold up. Oh, brother. Oh, geez. Like I said, I'm sick, okay, guys? You can cut me some slack here, okay? Next thing, eye contact, okay? When you are looking someone in the eye, when you are communicating, eye contact. Give them that intense eye contact. In the back of your mind, you should be trying to read their soul. You're gonna see that they're gonna kind of step back. They might not, they'll be like, you know, but you're like this, okay? Hey, whoa, hey, don't switch sides on me, all right? Honestly, it's a magic hack, okay? You should be reading their soul. The eyes are the windows to the soul. You should be reading their soul. It'll intimidate them, but in a good way. At the same exact time, okay, hold up, let me stop real quick. Doing this, like I was joking about, is not good, okay? Just, you know, be positive. Smile, right? You know, hey, you know what to do, okay? It's not that hard. Just maintain eye contact. Don't ever look away. Oh, yeah. Oh, whoa. Would you look at that? Uh-huh. See the issue there? Do you see the issue, okay? Silly children. Come on, gather your things and get out! Don't ever do that, okay? So just maintain good eye contact. Smile. Be positive. Never put someone down. If they do something wrong and you feel like you need to correct them, do it with respect, with kindness, with love. I mean, we're not talking about just becoming the most powerful man in the room. We're talking about becoming a leader, right? So do things as a good, positive leader would. See the best in people. Learn to see the best in people. Seek the best in people. Next point, don't be afraid to say what's on your mind. If you feel like saying something that might be a little controversial, say it. What are you going to risk? You're going to become better and better at communication. You're going to learn how to say these things in a way that people will, like, you know, not get offended sometimes, right? But if you're going to say something, say it. People are so afraid of hurting feelings. Don't be mean. Never seek to be rude, but seek to be respected. I respect any man who says what he feels. If he doesn't agree with something, if you don't agree with something, don't act like, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. No, you don't agree. Oh, you are like, you're a people pleaser. That's your issue. Come on, get out of this. And also this can be used just to make people laugh, right? Some people need to be shocked out of their systems. Say things that are like mildly inappropriate, okay? Don't be disgusting, don't be gross, don't be a creep, but say things that people are not used to. Shock them out of the system. We're so used to this formal way of living. Get out of it. You don't want to be like everybody else, so do things different. Okay, next. This one is huge. I learned this one this week from another YouTuber, Hamza. Love his stuff. He's got a lot of value. Check him out if you guys like him. If you guys are looking for more stuff like this. And I believe Dan Coe talks about this a lot. But there's a lot of influencers out there that are offering good, genuine education. And that's what I'm trying to do here. But what he says is that you should seek to have an adventure every single week. As a man, people are going to come up to you and they're going to ask, okay, what did you do today? How's your day been? You got to be able to say, you wouldn't even believe me if I told you. Like, I'm serious. You got to be able to tell them, okay, well, guess what? I went on this crazy hike today. Filmed the video. I helped a kid today. I helped a kid who's struggling with a breakup solve his problems. Okay, that's what's awesome about YouTube. You have people you can help. That makes you sound so much more interesting to someone. To a woman, even. While you're on a date, you become this mysterious James Bond type figure. Okay, so if you want to be the most interesting man in the room, sound interesting. Do things that are interesting. Go bungee jumping. Go rock climbing. Go do things that are fun. Go experience new things. Go have weird meals. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not about like necessarily experiencing them, like having the experience. It's about having the story, right? It's having the story to tell other people so that you sound like you just got this crazy life. It's going to attract people. It's going to be like, whoa, this guy really is different. He lives by his own terms. So what are they going to want to do? They're going to want to follow along. They're going to want to join you in your life. They're going to want to be a part of it, okay? And when you are with them, give them an experience of a lifetime. Prove to them, hey, I'm not afraid of anything. I'm going to go make a funny face at some random people, right? I mean, again, be respectful, right? Have some, like, respect for yourself. But don't be afraid. Give them an experience that they've never experienced before. All this being said, don't waste your life being the same person as everybody else. Seek to do different things. This is the last point. Find specific topics of interest and study so hard on them that in conversation, you are unrecognizable from your image. When they hear you speak, they are so fixated. How does he know so much? Study so much on this one topic that you could sell it and provide a service to the world and make some genuine money from it. The likelihood of someone bringing that up in conversation, I don't know, it depends, but it's going to get brought up in some conversation at some point. Or there's going to be some window, and as you share, people will respect you more. They'll ask more questions. Who are you? What are you? How did you become this way? With that all being said, I promise you, some of you are going to take this information and you're going to do nothing about it because you're too scared, you're weak, and you're lazy, okay? But another bunch of you are going to take a handful of this information, you're going to take it all, you're going to write it down, and you're going to become someone different from the rest of the masses. How can you love self-improvement and not want to change and be someone different? It's crazy to see that in the comments I get people who are complaining and trying to justify the fact that they don't want to be a self-improvement person. They don't want to improve their life. In essence, that's what they're saying. Don't be like that. Be bigger than that. You've got so much potential that you haven't even tapped. It would be a shame if you never did. My friends, watch another video. Don't stop this self-improvement train. Seek for education every single day, and I will see you in the next video.